Are you guys waiting for me? My name's Mark McKean and welcome to the 10-Acre Woods. So I'm back here with the animals and they are all jumping up on me, especially the little boy. Carl is still away, so he's our stud goat. So he is at a farm in southwestern Manitoba. He should be back in a couple weeks, I would think. So today what I'm going to do is I want to touch base on the goats. We are expecting soon, so I want to give you a little insight as to if you have goats or if you're getting goats, how do you tell if they're pregnant, and how long is their gestation period. So their gestation period is 150 days. Now Carl, which is our stud, he was separated in the front area for the summer, and then we moved him into the girls area October 31st. He did actually sneak in here. He got in pushed in through the gate about a week before that. So we don't know if anything happened. Blackie's a little large, so we may move her in a little bit sooner. So it's going to be time. End of March is when they're due. So we're coming up to the end of February. So we're going to have to get the inside all cleaned out and get them all settled in. Okay, so I'm trying to line up a shot here with the pygmy goats, the female, but I'm not having the best of luck here. Because as soon as I get down with the animals, of course, everybody's got to come in. Patches, are you here? Come here. Okay, get out of the way, buddy. So, on the goat's right side, come here, Patches. On the goat's right side is where the rumen is. So the babies are on the goat's left side. Now, you can generally feel, how do you tell if your goat is pregnant? So, well, she's bulging. And if you go underneath, okay, let's try this. Hold her here. If you go underneath and you feel right underneath where their teats are, just on this side, on the goat's left side, it's nice and tight. So of course she's got a big bulge there, so we have a very good understanding that she is pregnant. But you know, it's if it's just coming up to the 3 months and you want to check 2 months, 2 to 3 months, go through, and if it's squishy down here, it's nice and tight on this side. Hi, buddy. So that means that she is carrying. So what'll happen is when she is due, so you know, the week before, we're going to be watching her, and we're going to be, excuse me, buddy, Billy, get over on this side. This top portion right up here is going to go hollow, and that's the kid or the kids. They're going to drop. What do you want? You're so needy. Okay, you guys go. Gee, sometimes it's so hard to film with animals, especially these guys. They're just so needy. Now I did see there's actually a pregnancy kit for livestock. So if you're interested in that, you can search online, and you just have to collect some of their urine. You syringe it up and you put it into a vial and it'll change colors. Just like checking, if you've ever checked pool chlorine, it's that same kind of thing. You measure the color with the strip that's on the package, and it'll tell you if the goat is pregnant, and it actually tells you how far along they are as well. So that's kind of an interesting fact. Okay, Patches, we're done, hey? You a little uncomfortable, are you? Are you a little uncomfortable? Oh, well, we'll get you guys in soon. Where's Snow? Snow? What are you doing, girl? So her left side is over on this side here. You can see a little bit of a bulge there. And Blackie is, sorry, Barry. Didn't mean to disturb you while you're eating. You carry on. The pigs are, wow, look at them. They're right in there. We'll just leave them. Blackie is somewhere around. Where's Blackie, Billy? Where's Blackie? Okay. Huh. Where did she go? Is she in here? No. There she is. Where did you go? I checked in there. You must have been right around the corner. So Blackie, she's probably the shyest one of the group. But on this side here, on her left side, she is bulged right out. So our concern is that Carl got to her when he broke in. But she is remaining quiet about the whole situation. And we'll just have to make sure that we get everything set up inside to make sure that she has what she needs. So, Billy, look at this. You think I have some food in my pocket? Is that what you want? Do you guys want some treats? Wow. Oh, they're just so silly. Anyway, as I was saying, how long do goats usually live? So that's a question that we get fairly often. Goats live about the same age as a young or a small dog, as a young dog. As a small dog, anywhere from 15 to 17-ish years. So you could say 16 years is probably a good. Now, of course, some will last longer, and some will have, of course, issues and not quite last that long. You want to make sure that feed, they have their hay. Billy. Boy. You want to make sure that they have good feed. So horse hay, generally it's called, it's a good quality hay, alfalfa. And also their grains, you want to make sure that the grains are put away. You can give them as treats. We usually give whole oats as treats. They really tend to love that. And then greens, of course, as well. So giving them a mixture of their hay and greens and grains is going to ensure that they have a nice healthy diet. Now in the summertime we don't give them as many greens because of course they get their greens from the grass out in the field. But you want to make sure that you have a large enough field. I've seen some farms where it's just a gravel dirt base. So in that kind of situation you want to make sure that they do have the proper greens. And you'll have a long living goat. So some of you had mentioned in the comments, well, what about the geese and the ducks? I didn't show them in the last video. That was feeding of treats. So I figured I'd come out. I didn't have any cranberries with me, so I didn't come out, and usually we'll give them cranberries. So here they are. It's a beautiful day, and they are outside. Now, another question I had was with the Canadian geese. So the Canadian geese, we have two of them. We have Goose, which is flapping there. And the female, actually no, sorry, that's this is Goose in the back here. The female Goose, which we didn't really name, they both came in as rescues. So Goose has actually both of them have a special bond with our daughter Tiana. So she'll go out in the yard, she'll call them. They'll fly over to her and she'll run back and forth and play with them, and it's quite cute.
Here we go,
So the male goose, which is Goose, he came in 2 years ago, and he was brought in. He was found wandering on the side of the road, and so was she. And they were just young goslings when they came in. Now they were either a late hatch or just got lost on their way, but mom wasn't around. So they were brought in here, and we just put them on our yard with all the other ones, and they've taken in nicely. So we've had geese before, and the Canadian geese, and they have flown away. So not this year, but next year they may take off and fly south. So here's all the ducks out here enjoying the balmy -10 that we're having today. And the others looks like they are inside the building. So they have their nice little ice dish. There's actually a dish underneath all that ice. And here's our some of our roosters, some of our extra roosters that are hanging out with the geese. Hey guys, how you guys doing? So these are our Danish geese. And oh, what are you doing? Are you trying to sit on an egg? So this is a Chinese goose. So I don't know. I don't think you're gonna have any luck there, girl. And then all of our other roosters in here, which I've kind of nicknamed the band of bros. So they've been getting along very well out here. There's no females to contend with, so there doesn't seem to be any fighting. Are you guys waiting for me? Oh boy, this is Turbo, and this is Tinker. And then of course Lambert's over here. Lambert! Hey Lambert! Look at all the hay all over you. What do you eat here? You want to eat that? Why are you such a messy eater? Okay, so what kind of sheep are these? I've had a comment on that as well. These are called Canadian Alcott sheep. And they were mainly bred for meat. They're a hardy sheep for our cold northern climates. And they're a mixture of a couple types of sheep to get the Canadian Alcott. All right, well, let's go inside. What are you eating, Billy? What are you eating, Billy? What are you doing? Let's go inside. So these are the two roosters that tend to fight. And I've gone over them in a couple of videos. We had to isolate one. Once summer comes, we'll be able to move them outside. And we don't want to move them outside now because they're just not... we had one of them out, and his cone, he had gotten frostbite on his cone. So he's just not used to the cold weather. And we figured we'd just play it safe and leave them, leave some of the boys in here. Yeah. Oh boy. You showing off to that other rooster, telling them who's boss? And Judy Hops. How you doing, girl? Are you settling in nicely? Hey, are you settling in nicely? Oh, you're such a good little girl. She is a Flemish giant. 8-month-old Flemish giant female. Oh boy. Okay, so we've switched around a few. The new ducks that came in. So here's the new ones that came in last week, and we put them in here. Just to separate everybody, there was a little bit of fighting going on. You can see these boys here. You know, they're being a little aggressive, so we're just kind of shifting. Lots of boys, lots of male Muscovies, and of course it's the boys that create the problems. And then of course in here we have, well, we've got a couple boys in here, but they've been living together for a while now, and they kind of know each other. And then a bunch of females in here as well. Ezzy, the female turkey, and her little boy here, Fernando. How you doing, bud? And of course the girls. Yeah. Are you guys ready to go outside? Oh, so we don't, even though Carl's not here, Billy's still out there. Billy's a intact male. So there's a concern, we don't want to breed these guys. They shouldn't be bred until they're at least a year old, just for safety reasons. You want to make sure that they're old enough and can handle it. I had mentioned about doing a live stream, and I was hoping to get the camera accessory this past Tuesday. I actually didn't. I've been watching the tracking information, and it's looks like it's sitting in Vancouver, probably going through customs, so I probably won't get it until next week. But there's still lots of time to figure out this live stream, hook it up for the female goats, and stream that out, and hopefully all goes well, that we have enough bandwidth to get a good quality picture. And then we want to do something with Manya the pony. So she's due. When is she due? She's due in April. We had a farrier come out and check her out. She figures April, mid-April. So we'll go out and we'll have a look at Manya. It's quite windy out here. I don't know if you can hear that. Come here, Manya. Hi. What are you doing? Is it nice and sunny out? Hey? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, that's a good girl. Oh, yeah. Are you going to have some babies? Hey? Yeah. So she's got a nice thick coat on her. There was some concern or some questions, I guess, on the in the comment section about our goats and horse. As long as they're in a shelter, she has a wind block from cold northern winds. So she can get out of the wind and into the sun. So she's got a lot of winter fur on her, so they'll get accustomed. Don't eat the tripod. They'll get accustomed to the that wind. They'll get accustomed to the cold weather by growing out their fur. So, of course, if there was a horse that was shipped from a more southern, warmer climate into a cold environment, then that horse should probably be kept inside in an area that is warmer, just because they haven't developed that warm fur. No kidding. So this is the newspaper article that we had. That's Lucy there. And she was measured for the world's smallest goat at 28 centimeters tall. The world record was 30 centimeters. So for the smallest adult living goat. So the reason why she was so small was because of health issues with her mother when she was brought in. Didn't even realize she was pregnant. And then, of course, Lucy and her brother, which unfortunately didn't make it due to health reasons. Lucy made it, and she is now, I think she's 5 years old. And she's still tiny, of course. The female kid goats are actually larger than Lucy, and they're about, what are they? They're about 8 months old now. So that's cute. I think I covered everything on the goats. You can, of course, buy an ultrasound machine, but I imagine they're pretty pricey. But who knows, nowadays with buying things online, you can usually get some lower quality ones that will do the trick for a cheaper price. But if you follow those steps, just watch that one side of the goat, the left side. And there's been a lot of confusion that I've read online. People saying it's the right side, people saying it's the left side. If I'm standing in front of the goat, it's the right side. And so it's basically kind of like a car, a passenger side and the driver's side, the left or the right side, which is it? So it's the goat's left side has the babies, and the goat's right side has the food. So you can just watch there and see any bulging happening, and then check their undercarriage just to see if it's soft or if it's tight. And if it's tight, there is a very good chance of baby goats. That's it for this week. If I didn't cover anything, or if you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments below, and we will see you next week. Take care and have a wonderful week.